Good day everyone, welcome to Studio 39 Design Studio. This is Richmond speaking, your resident architect. In this video I'm going to be doing a simple 2D ground floor layout or a plan per se using ArchiCAD. Before I continue with this video, I'd like to encourage you guys to like, comment and subscribe to this channel because I do videos like this every week. So let's get into the tutorial on how to create a floor plan in ArchiCAD. So I'm gonna try to make this as simple as possible. So I'm going to be using the wall tool. I'm going to be using the outer surface for this one, reference line location, and structure. I'm going to be using the basic structure, not the composite structure, and then everything else I think I'm gonna be fine with it. I'm going to be using the 220 wall thickness. This is a load bearing type wall thickness, which can also be used for the exterior. So as you can see that the line that I'm using is actually showing on the outside of this or on the left hand side. The wall is actually indicated on the left hand side. So because I want it to be on the right hand side, so I'm just gonna say P, or I could have clicked on flip. This is actually the flip wall on reference line. So the reference line, I want it to be on the left hand side rather than the right hand side. So what I'm gonna do is I know how long I want this to be, so I want it to be like 7,000 milliliters or 7 liters in that direction, and then I'm gonna click again. Here's another trick you can do. Maybe if you want to make your lines continuous, you can always use a under geometric method. You can click and hold, and you can either have it as chained rectangular or rotated rectangular. So basically that's what's happening here. So this is just a single, this is chained, and this is a rectangle or a rotated rectangle. So I'll leave that up to you guys to play around with ArchiCAD and find out what these other options may do for you. So I'm going to be using the simple one, so just go ahead and just type in 7,000. On this one it's 7,000 millimeters, and for now what I'm going to do, I'm going to be using a line. So I'm going to switch off that and that. So I know that the first bedroom right here, I want it to be like 3,000. Actually, let me not do it like that. So I'm gonna mirror this wall like so. Actually, let me switch off these elevation references. So that's what I want to do, and probably want to do something like this, and then I'm going to sort of like drag a copy. I've showed you guys how to drag a copy before, and I know how I want it to be. I want it to be 4 millimeters from wall to wall interior for this one, but obviously I have two walls which are 220 thick, so it's going to be 440. And then I'm gonna press P to sort of like flip it to the inside, so I can then go ahead and do that. And then I want a wall, so I'm going to rotate a copy over here and then press P to flip it. On this side is going to be the garage, and the garage on the inside, I want it to be about 2.6. I don't know what the standards are off the top of my head, but I know what I am looking for. So I want to extend this wall to the other side right there. So basically what I'm trying to do, this is going to be the garage, and this is going to be the bedrooms towards the left hand side. Somewhere in between here is going to be the dining, lounge, and kitchen. So only reason why I'm going to be extending this way is I'm going to drag a copy also right here, Control Shift D. See my other videos to understand why I'm doing the shortcuts. And then I want maybe 1 meter extension over there, and then I can do that, and then select both this and then intersect, which I can just press I for that, and then I can do the same thing here, intersect, and that's basically my basic form right here. Now another thing that I want to mention here is that I want to trim this so that I can make this wall a 110 wall, and then I can just move this face from here to there. So I'm just dragging it across. Maybe I can also intersect that information just to make it more readable. And then for now, what I want to add, the most important thing is I want to have a toilet here. So I'm assuming that the toilet is around in width 900 millimeters, and then the bath maybe is about 1.8, and then the bedroom I would like it to be about so from this point right here, I want the bedroom to be about 3000. So that's the bedroom right there. Yeah, so I'm gonna select both of this, and then I'm gonna intersect them. Select both of this, intersect them, and then I'm just gonna go ahead, select everything, and then drag it across right here. With that said, I'm going to go ahead, go to my wall tool once again, and I'm going to center this time. So once I hover over this, it's gonna give me a small tick right there indicating that's the center. So I want to draw a line from the center all the way say through to that point, and then that line, that wall actually is an interior wall, so it's going to be 110. So it's a bedroom at the top and a bedroom at the bottom, right? So so this is going to be probably going to be the main bedroom on the bottom side. So what I want to do is I want to create space for the door over here. So I'm just going to create a meter over here, so I can then just hold control, and then I'm going to trim that, and then I can hold control and trim that also. And then I want my sort of like corridor or passage to be about 1 meter wide, and then I'm gonna trim. So if I select the two walls, anything that I trim in between is going to be obviously trimmed. So I'm going to trim that, and then if I'm not selecting anything that is being intersected is going to be trimmed. So I'm going to trim over here, and then what else? I'm going to remove that. So basically that's that. Those are all the walls that I need right now. So this is just going to be a small study. This is going to be the lounge, and this is just the kitchen. So just a simple plan over there. And one thing I want to do right now is I want to include some doors. So let's just check the heights first and foremost. So the heights are okay. As you can see that the height of the walls are actually attached to the height of the floor. So if we go ahead and select this, Control T to see more options, or just click over there for setting dialog, you can see that the wall top is actually attached to the first floor level. So it's fine for now, because we're just doing the floor plan. We're not actually doing like a 3D model or anything like that that's going to be accurate or something like that. So with that said, what else can we do here? So one thing I'm thinking right now is to add some doors. So I want my doors to be about 810. 2100 is fine. So we're gonna have a door right here. So another trick with the door is you wanna hover from where the exterior is. So you see that they sort of like that circle with some rays that's indicating the sun. So wherever you approach the wall from, that's going to indicate where the exterior is actually from. So keep that in mind for future reference. So I'm gonna click there. So now that I've clicked it, now I have to choose how my door actually swings. But this is fine. Even if you were to sort of like do something like this, you can always select it, press P, it flips it once again, and then I'm gonna say Control M for mirror, and then I'm just gonna click this dot right there, and it's going to mirror it to the other side. So that's something that you also have to be wary of. And usually ArchiCAD offsets it from the floor about 100 millimeters. So I just want it not to be offset from the floor. That's just the way I choose to work my drawings. And then I'm going to add another door here to enter into the toilet, another door maybe to the study, not maybe, most definitely to the study, and then a door into the main bedroom, and then a door to the smaller bedroom. And then I'm going to add another door right here, which is going to be entering into the where the toilet is going to be. So I'm going to select this, and then I'm going to open the settings dialog, and then I'm going to change the door type from there. So here I'm going to we are under hinged doors. So I want to actually use a sliding door, which is the same, maybe like a pocket door. So this one is an exterior sliding door, and this is a pocket door, which is mainly used for the interior. So this is what you're gonna get. So as we did on the other one, I'm gonna say Control M just to mirror it so that it opens to the other side, so that it slides into the other side. This is probably not the right way to do it, so I wanted to slide on actually on the exterior. Maybe let's go ahead and use that exterior door. So we're gonna be using this door, which is the exterior sliding door. This is the pocket door, so that's the difference between the two. So this one is going to be sliding on the other side. Another thing that I want to add for you guys is that so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to select one of the doors. So I'm just I'm going to select doors, and then I'm going to say Control A, which is going to select all the doors in this view, and then I'm going to Control T to open up the settings dialog. Now what I want to do actually is the 2D detail levels. I want them to be about scale intensive. Maybe is that the right one? No, it's by OVM. No. So let's use scale. Let's start with 1:100, so it's not as detailed. So let's go to 1:50, which is going to be more detailed. So I just like my plans to actually indicate the thickness of the doors and also everything in that place. And then another thing that I'm realizing is that we have some sort of like what you call I'm going to show them to you right now. So select everything, Control T, and what's happening is towards the fixtures. Yes. So these are fixtures and casing. So right now it's showing interior and exterior casing, so we want to remove that. So on the outside, as you can see on the preview window over here, so if I go deselect the outside and deselect the interior, they are removed, and the only thing you left with is just the frame and the door. So that's another thing that you would want to consider when you are sort of like modeling. Another thing that I want to do right now is I want to go ahead and add another door here. So I can just select a door and put it over here, and then let me just pick the settings for this one and then drop them on this one. So I'm going to drop them off on this one, right? So Control T to open the setting dialog. So I want this to be a sliding door, so but I'm going to be using a double sliding door, not this one per se. I want something I'm not getting something there I want, but there's a trick to this. think this is the one. Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, but I want both of them to actually slide. So yeah, two sliding levers. So basically that's what I want. And also the 2D detail level is going to be at about 1 in 50, which is more detailed. So we're gonna do that, something like that. So that's how you detail it. And I just realized that the casings are also showing on this one, so we're gonna go ahead and go into fixtures, and then we're gonna deselect the casings on the outside and also on the inside, and voila, there you go. And this door is just about 2700, so I'm just gonna make it 2800. I don't know, seems like a better number to me. With that said, maybe let's go ahead and add a garage door. So I'm just gonna click on door tool once again, and I'm gonna open a dialog, the settings dialog. This time we are going to be going for a garage door. So there you go, that's the garage door that we're going to be choosing. You can choose whatever door you want. I prefer this one right now. There you go. So we're gonna put it over here. Something that I'm realizing right now, I might have this a bit too small, so I'm gonna press L to give me my line. Maybe if I had the width of the garage, maybe 2.8, seems more viable. Let's go ahead and select and drag to that point. Yeah, now I'm gonna select this wall and that wall and intersect right now. That both those walls and then intersect, and then yeah, have it like that. So that's one thing you can do. Look, I might have the dimensions wrong for the openings here, but it's fine with me. I'm not really worried about that right now. Another thing I want to include right now is some windows. So we can just go to windows, and we're not going to be going into details when it comes to windows right now because we're just doing a floor plan. So go ahead and just select the window 22, and we can just manipulate it on the floor plan. So I know I'm gonna want a window over there, I'm gonna want a window over here. Like I said with the previous one, you select the side, you hover from the side which is the exterior, and then you click it, and then you select which direction you want it to open. So we want to open from to the outside, so that's another thing you need to consider. So there you go. So another thing that I want to consider here is the width. Right now they're all saying 900, so I'm just gonna say it's 2000, so that's 2 meters, and 2 meters also, and then I'm just gonna drag it across so that it lines up to that, right? I think that's a better look, if you don't mind me. I want this one to be like 1 meter in width. We're not worried about the height or the offset from the finished floor level for now. There's not the wire right now, and these ones are usually around 1.5, the windows, so we're gonna do that. Yeah, so if I hover over the wall, it's going to indicate to me with the tick right there that's the center of this wall, so I can drag the window by its center node to that point. So that's another trick right there. And this one, let's have it at 1.5 also. So let's go ahead and say 1.5 meters, right? And then I'm just gonna hover over the wall to see where the center is, and it's right on the center, right on the money right there. I could go ahead and make this 2 meters. Let me just see. That's fine. I don't think that's too extensive, right? So we have the doors, and then we have the windows. What's next? Furniture pieces. Alright, so we can go ahead and try and define the furniture pieces for the as you can see right here, when I click on the objects tool, it's already set the layer to 3D furniture, so that's fine with me. and then I want the offset from the floor to be 0 because that's where all my finished floor level on the modeling space is going to be, and per se in the future, so I don't want to be worried about this in the future. So I'm gonna open up the settings dialog, and let's start with the bed. I'm not gonna go with this sort of like simple beds. I want to go for the layouts, furniture layouts. Yeah, there is one of these beds right here. So, and I want over here on the review window, you can either see it in elevation, see it in from a I think this is isometric view, and then you can see the realistic 3D information. But in plane you have these hotspots, so you can switch the hotspots, and the hotspots are mainly for when you are placing it on the plane. So I want my sort of like my anchor point to be that right there, and then I can also go ahead and flip it like this. As you can see, the my mouse right there, where it's moving, it's sort of like indicating an arrow, which means that you can rotate it from the point. Somewhere in between it doesn't show, but you can also, from any point where you see it, it just shows you how you can rotate an object before you place it, if that's something that you want to do. So when I place it, I just go across this wall and just place it like that, and also across this wall I'm just gonna place it like that. Another thing I want to do is I want to do maybe some seats. Actually, I want to have maybe a corner sofa around here, so maybe let's go ahead and do a corner sofa. So I think it's under chairs. Yeah. So it's probably not here, so we are probably going to go to couches and sofas, and you want this one. So this one is a bit tricky because these are all single modules, so these are the modules that you'd want to use. So I just want to start off with the corner module. That's the corner right there, so I can then rotate it. No, I think actually it's fine the way it was, so I want to rotate it from this side and then go ahead and place it at that corner, and then I can just drag a copy across. This time I'm going to be selecting maybe this one right here. Let's go ahead and place it right there, rotate it, there you go. Select another one, put it to this side, and then another one here. There you go. And I'm gonna, this is the end, this is the end unit, so this is where it's supposed to end, and then I can leave it like that. I don't think I should add anything at that point in time. In fact, the space might be a little small for me to actually add another one. Yeah, it's definitely too small to add another one. So so maybe the corner sofa might not work. So we can go ahead and just place an end sofa right there, an end unit. So that's the end unit right there, and then I can just mirror it. There you go. And then I just want to add another one right here. So we're going to be adding the poof. I don't know how to pronounce that. So that's like the leg rest. So we can have maybe the leg rest over there. I like that very much. So I'm just gonna click Ctrl G to group them, so that when I select them in the future, they are together. And another thing that I want to maybe do is so we can do the car in the garage, so that we can see proportions. So we can go ahead and go to visuals, and then site improvements. We don't get it here, we get it under people and vehicles, and then we can go into vehicles and you can choose whatever car that you want. Let's select this one. Looks like a BMW to me. Not that I'm a fan of the BMW. Okay, so the car actually fits quite perfectly in the space. It did feel like a bit too out of proportion, but what I'm feeling right now is that maybe the doors might have an issue opening in this area, so maybe we need it to be about 3.2 meters. Yeah. That BM is quite big in that space, and we can then adjust the door, maybe give it like proportionately somewhere around the center. Another thing is I want to send this back just a little bit using the arrange tool, so that the lines of the door are actually above the car. So that's another thing that you want to consider. So we can just select this, and then in layers we can then go and say 3D car. 3D cars. So yeah, so there you go. And then we can do the toilets. The toilets are going to be 3D sanitary. I do have my templates in place for that. 3D sanitary. So Control T, and we're gonna have to go under. We're gonna close all of this. So we're gonna go under special construction. Actually, I think it's under mechanical and then plumbing fixtures, and then we're gonna start with the water closet, which is going to be this one in this case. And then you can have your preferred type and the cistern also. Do you want a concealed cistern or do you want an exposed cistern? It's really up to you. For now, I'm going to be choosing sort of like something that's very generic. The only thing that I'm realizing right now is that we do not have any lines indicating that the cistern is showing. So the contour pen, I'm just gonna switch to that pen so that it then shows. There you go. Drag it to that point. Another thing that I want to add is the bath. So I'm gonna Control T, and then we're gonna say bathtub. That's the bathtub right there, also not showing, so move on to the next and the next. Other thing that you can do is you can also add the type of tabs you want to use, but that's really up to you guys. Moving forward, it's really up to you also to take some time and learn what else you can do with all these features in ArchiCAD. So as you can see here, it's saying 1.7, so I'm gonna say 1.8 so that it fills up the whole bath. And I want it to rotate, so I'm going to mirror it like this so that the drain is on the left hand side. Another thing that I want to add is the washer basin. So Control T once I've dragged the copy, and then go to sink, tap, fountain. Okay, so this is urinal, tap, fountain, no. Sink, no. Basins actually, yeah. So this is a corner basin. There's a basin 22, which is sort of like the generic one. I really like this one. Or also you can use the cabinet, the basin cabinet, which has a cabinet at the bottom. So we can go to the next one, so that we can make sure that it shows up in floor plan. Contour line, there you go. So I want it to be something like this. So yeah, basically that's something that works for me. So that's the sanitary stuff right there. Maybe we can also add in some furniture pieces. So maybe we can go to layout. Kitchen, furniture layout, and what I want to do is I want to use maybe this module, and then I just want it to be straight for this one. And you can also choose what type of chairs you want, but we're not going to go into detail about that right here. Also the petitions, I'm going to remove the petitions because this is a one-man office obviously. So there you go. I'm just gonna go ahead and rotate it and place it somewhere in the center, maybe somewhere along that point, or maybe it can be, let's just see. I just want to see something. So rather having it straight, we can have it sort of like in an L shape, just to see if it does fit. Yeah, why not? Actually no, just leave it like this, it's fine. We can always sort of like extend the length of it. So while you're here, petition, this is under petition, so you can have it at 2.2. I don't know where you find a table that's that long, but maybe say you can get a table that long, so it's fine. Another thing, which is probably the last thing right now, is going to be the kitchen. So I like ArchiCAD. ArchiCAD is very useful when you want to design quite quickly, and also to fill in the space, to sort of like identify space flow and everything like that with ease, because everything is sort of like generically built into ArchiCAD. So ArchiCAD is definitely a designer's tool. Yeah. You have appliances, you have bathroom accessories, you have beds, you have cabinets, you have chairs, you have couches, you have decorations, you have furniture layouts, you have health and recreation, kitchen cabinets. This is definitely where we want to be right now. So I first off want to start off with the corner piece for this one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to select this one right here. So this is my first piece right here, and then I'm gonna select the proper layer, which is going to be 3D kitchen. I'm just gonna place it in the corner right there, and then I'm gonna follow it with a cabinet, something with a sink maybe, so something like that, yeah. And then under kitchen cabinet settings, it's really up to you guys to go ahead and check what other features you can get from using ArchiCAD. So under the sink, more specifically, I would like to have a double basin with rest on both sides. So maybe something like that intrigues me right now. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Okay, that's too close. So maybe I want this basin, this to be actually center right here. So I can always, yeah, there you go. So I can go ahead and drag that point and sort of like meet it over here, and then another one would be one with the stove. So I'm sure the stove doesn't actually show up here, so we're gonna ignore that for now, and then I'll show you guys how to do it. Maybe you can just select a stove with an oven at the bottom. So maybe if that's something you'd want to do. So how do you know from the floor plan which one is the front and which one is the back? Just know that the one with the node at the center is actually the back side. So I'm going to go ahead and click that and drag it to that point and sort of like meet that area right there. And while I have that also, I'm just gonna go ahead and mirror that to the other side. So I think that's a better look right there. So I want to have an area at the on this side where people can sort of like sit and eat. So what I'm gonna do, because I know where I want it to end, I'm just gonna select this, and then I'm going to go ahead and go kitchen feature. So there's the only feature right there. But the one thing that I want us to do on this kitchen feature is to remove the sink. So we're gonna go all the way to the bottom, all the way to the top, or just select none over there. So this is just the counter, so this is just a floating counter right now. So I'm just gonna rotate it, so this end with a black point right there does not sort of like extend or cannot be manipulated, but the red portion right there is the one that is the only area which you can manipulate right there. So I'm gonna do that. Take M 445 and then go ahead and Control T, because I want this to have a width of 445. There you go, right here. It's currently at 600, so I want it to be 445. And there you go. So another thing I think I'm gonna have an issue with here is the fridge, but maybe I don't have to worry about the fridge at this point in time, because we can have the fridge maybe on the other side. So because I don't want the fridge to obstruct the view from the kitchen into this area right there. So what I will do is let's just select and then go to medical, no, so appliances, bathroom, maybe it is here. Let's just check. So there's no fridge right here. Cabinet shelves, bathroom appliances, I think it's under appliances, and then you can have either the fridge with double doors or just the bottom and top door. So I'm just gonna select this one. Maybe we can then have the fridge somewhere around here, because maybe I'd want also a door leading into the garage. So maybe we just need some space over there, but nah, that's too far actually. So I want it to be closer, somewhere inside the kitchen, so that we can create some almost like a proper triangle. So the triangle is going to go like this. Yeah, so I would like something to I'd like it to do something like this, and then this one is going to go like that. Maybe should I flip it to the inside? I don't think that's a big deal. Yeah, a lot needs to be thought out over here. I'm just gonna leave it like this right now, because the ideal position for this door would actually be flipped to the inside and then somewhere over there, so that it doesn't really affect the car that much. But because of where I would like to position the fridge, that is giving me some trouble, unless I take so I'm sort of like designing on the fly right now. Unless I take the stove onto this area, yeah, maybe the triangle moves like this rather, right? And then we can have the fridge somewhere in a pocket somewhere over there. I don't know, this is tricky. Give me some time on this one. Alright, I think I've sort of like figured it out how I want this to probably work out. As you can see, probably would have to put the stove somewhere in that area. So let me just go ahead and actually include the stove right there. Just a cabinet over there, so just a cabinet, a buffer between the fridge and the stove, and I think that works. You still have the triangle. It's not cute, it's not ideal for my liking personally, but this is a small space. Okay, the one thing with the stove right here doesn't show that it's actually a 4 plate, so I'm not really gonna worry about that right now because we're pretty much just in a design process for now. So another thing that I want to add right here is that because we want to sort of like present these things a bit accurately, I'm gonna go to representation and go to edge visibility, and I'm just gonna choose an edge which I want to be visible. So I want the right hand side to be visible on this one, so that there is a line continuous over there. And then as you can see over here also, I would like to have maybe another one showing. So I'm going to go to presentation also, edge visibility, and then the right hand side would be the right one. So yeah, so I think that's the one. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach the two. There you go. And then the fridge doesn't necessarily need to be attached. So this is the walkway right here, and then you can go into the passage and everything like that. Another thing that I would like to add, so all of this is all under kitchen, even the fridge is under kitchen. So now what I want to do is I want to select this and then what I'm gonna do is let's have maybe let's see if we can jazz this thing up, so we can have a table maybe. Actually, we don't even have to put a table right here. In fact, we can just put a TV. So we can go to decorations. I guess it's not decorations, it's health and recreation. So we're gonna choose a flat panel TV 22, and here the support really dictates how you present it. For this one, I want this to be a wall mount, so it's going to indicate right here that this is a wall bracket. You can choose whatever you want to choose. For this one, I just want it to be a TV on the wall, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then place my TV over there. It looks small, so I know a lot of people like big screen TVs. So I don't know how to select if it's inches or whatever, blah blah blah. I'm just gonna make it 2 meters diagonally. There you go. That's a better thing for me. But remember that the ratio is always retained, so don't worry about anything else because the ratio remains. You can have a custom ratio if you choose to. Really up to you, not really keen on that right now. You can even add a table somewhere in between right here just to the floor plan layout up. So maybe we can have like a table like that. Yeah, I think I like that. I think that works for me. Another thing that I would like to add while we are in here is okay, first of all, let me do this one also. So this is one is going to be on the left hand side, representation. This one is on the left hand side. There you go. There you go, right there. And then I'll probably want to add a veranda, so I'm just gonna do sort of like a wall that extends to the outside. And how far do I want it to extend is let's say maybe I want it to extend about 1.5 meters just for the veranda, and I want the interior walls to actually line up, so when I drag a copy to the other side, it's going to line up over there, and then I'm going to mirror it in a 45-degree angle, and then I'm gonna intersect both of this, and then I'm gonna select, and then I'm going, because it's connected at the top, the only thing I want to do right now is go offset from the ground about 2.1 or 2100 millimeters off the ground. So right now it's telling me actually basically that it's not going to show. So I'm going to, before I do that, I'm going to set something. In fact, I don't even have to go to the settings dialog. I can just go over here, and then under floor plan display, you have 3 options right here. You have the show on stories, and then you have the floor plan display, and then you have the show projections. So I'm going to go under floor plan display projected. It's showing projected right now, so I'm going to go with projected with overhang, and then I'm going to say I think it's fine like this, and then I'm going to then offset it. There you go. So it doesn't go out of view if I select it in that manner. And the last thing that I want to do is maybe to probably add a column. So I'm just going to add a circular column for this one, and then 300 by 300. I don't think I have a problem with that. So maybe just put it in over there and put it in over there. Maybe like move it a bit to the corners, to the edges. I mean, not the corners, just the edges. So there you go, that's your floor plan right there. So you have a small veranda over here, and then you have your lounging area, which is also the entrance area. You have your kitchen with a place for people to eat. So let's go ahead and put some chairs over there on the other side of the breakfast table, something like that. So chairs, we have the bar stool. We have a different set of options. I'm just gonna choose the one which is showing right now. So there you go. So we have some bar stools right here, just 3 of them. I think that's fine with me. And then you have your 2 bedrooms. The other thing in the bedrooms you'd want to maybe have are some cabinets. So you can go to cabinets over here. So you can choose one of these cabinets. This is just generic. Just gonna rotate it because the node that is on the exterior, which is black, is indicating the back portion of this cabinet. So I'm gonna go ahead and select 2 of this, and then maybe add them on this bedroom also. So that's cool with me. Yeah, that's it. The other thing you can do, it's really up to you guys. I like to have it all in black. There you go. I think the problem that I was having was the graphic override conditions. So basically the other thing that I want to sort of like manipulate are these columns, 300 by 300 diameter columns. And in fact, I don't even have to go there. I can just go to the floor plan and sections. So the floor plan and sections, I would like it to be plain, and then I would like to also manipulate the finishes. So under surfaces, override cut, fill pens, which is indicated as none right now. So I'm gonna go to both, and then select some black colors for that, and there you go. So I think that works out quite perfectly for me. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Hope it was helpful. See you on the next tutorial, which will be doing a 3D floor plan of this this plan that we just did right now. So love you guys, God bless you, and goodbye.